Okay, so I don't really feel like making a proper video today, so instead I'm just going to be ranking spy weapons by really dumb criteria. Please subscribe if you want to see more pathetic dribble like this, and let me know what other weapons I should rank by dumb criterias. But for now, let's begin. Okay, so our first criteria is how much I would want to eat these weapons. So we have taste. I'm sorry, I can't get rid of this wiggly line, I've tried. Then we've got pretty yummy, balanced flavors, ite, needs salt, and icky gross. Okay, so first one, Spicecle's going in S tier. Okay, so as a white man, I love eating ice. There is nothing more that I love than eating ice. I love it so much. And it's been hot here in England recently. It's been really hot. And every time I tell the Americans that, they always go, actually, it's not that hot. I'm not built for hot weather, so I enjoy eating ice. This is great. What else do I want to eat? Let's put a dead ringer in pretty yummy. Okay, so it's only just really dawned on me how agonizing it would be to eat a pocket watch. But do you know what? This kind of biscuit shaped, or I'm sorry, cookie shaped. Like, yeah, it might taste a bit lemony, you know, you might have some, it might taste something within the vicinity of what could be called a citrus biscuit. But I think it would be more enjoyable to eat the dead ringer than to use it. So I'm perfectly fine with eating that one. Actually, let's do something I would not want to eat first. So I don't think the diamondback would be very nice to eat. Because if you look at it, if you look at the model, it's got lots of what looks to be black rubbering everywhere. It might not be rubber, but to me, it looks like rubber. You know, I don't fancy eating the rim of a car door. It looks like it's made of that kind of, and it would taste a bit like one of those as well. I have eaten one of those before. Yeah, let's find something else to eat. Other weapons I wouldn't want to eat. Don't think I'd want to eat the kunai. I think I'd probably put it in needs salt. I mean, Japanese food as a whole isn't very salty, so I guess I'd probably require, you know, a small shaker or something to balance it out. I'll do like, what's the alcohol you have where you do the shot, then you do a lime, and then you do a salt? Yeah, do one of those, but replace all of the ingredients with the kunai. So, nah, and plus it's got the you know, the wrap around the handle. I might choke on that. You know, I'm a bit like a sea turtle. When anything comes within my vicinity, I start choking on it. So, I don't think I'd really want to eat the kunai. The Your Eternal Reward, on the other hand, I think that's just middle of the road. I think I would be okay with eating one of these. You know, it looks like it would taste a bit like a lasagna. Yeah, I think I can have a lasagna like once every now and then. But if I have a lasagna 2 nights in a row, I will kill someone. But yeah, I think the Your Eternal Reward would be fine. Oh, I've only just realised what I'm doing with this video. Anyway, the Enforcer. Well, it is the smallest gun. It would be kind of bite-sized, wouldn't it? It's either going in balanced flavors or pretty yummy. I don't actually know. Yeah, I think I'd quite like to eat the Enforcer. Let's put it in balanced flavors. But anyway, okay, the L'Étranger. I don't know. It would taste invisible. I don't really know if I want that. I'm gonna put that into ite for now. I don't know. It just doesn't really seem like something I'd necessarily want to eat. The Ambassador, on the other hand, yeah, I think I'd love to eat that. It's got this nice, you know, magnum, thick revolver barrel-y, not barrel, the snoot. What's the snoot called on a gun? I'm not mentally ill, I don't know gun terminology. But it's got a very nice snoot, and I feel you could take a bite out of that and it'd be very nice. The big urn, I don't know if I want to eat this one. I mean, maybe? I'll put it in needs salt for now. I don't... Wait, now hold on, wait. The kunai is like the saltiest weapon in the game. Why is it down there? I would put that in icky gross. I mean, it's quite literally the saltiest weapon in the entire game. So, like, I think that's a lethal amount of salt you get from ingesting that, and it'll probably kill you. Okay, let's do stock weapons. Stock revolver. I think I'd be okay with eating this. I'm going to put it into balanced flavors. More stock weapons. Stock knife. I think I'll put that in ite. Most of the stock weapons tend to have this very boring color palette, and I think that would also be reflected in their taste. The sapper. Right. It doesn't look very flavorful. I think some salt would really help to bring out the sweetness in that. Finally, the last of the stock weapons, the Inviswatch. Well, just like with the L'Étranger, this would taste invisible, so I think I'm putting it in ite. The Cloak and Dagger, on the other hand, this is invisibility but lemon flavoured, balanced. And finally, the Red Tape Recorder. The stinkiest weapon in the game, and I think that would be reflected in its flavours. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that in Icky Gross. And yeah, there's a tier list of all the spy weapons I'd want to eat, based on how much I'd want to eat them and how I think they would taste. Alright, so our next random tier list ranking is based on how much I think Spy would actually want to use the weapons. So we have Scout's Mum in the top tier, meaning that those are his favourite weapons. I'll only put one in every slot in there. And then we have beaucoup, which is lots. And then we have parfois, which is sometimes. And then we have rarement, which means rarely. And then we have Scout, which means he hates that thing. And once again, I'll only put one of each in there. So, I think Spy's favourite revolver would be the Ambassador. I mean, it has a custom engraving, you know, rosewood grip. It can headshot. I think Spy would really like that. Yeah, I think you'd find a hard argument arguing for any other revolver. Okay, the Spicicle. Well, yeah, I mean, he did use this one in the comics, or more or less, he gave it to a child in the comics. Would he enjoy using this? I don't really think so. I think it would probably seem, you know, unbecoming to him. But I don't entirely think he'd choose it out of most weapons out there. Regardless of the fact that it can deal with pyros, if we're really thinking about Spy, he'd probably think he'd have no issue dealing with pyros to begin with. The Eternal Rewards? This tier list is half based on their stats and half based on how much I genuinely think. Like, would those stats be useful to Spy? And would he like the design of the weapon? Would he like the functionality? That kind of stuff. And I don't really think he'd like the Eternal Rewards that much, because Spy would normally be picking off targets in this situation where there would be no one else around, so an instant disguise to him would be kind of pointless. So I'm putting that in rarely, because I do think he would occasionally use it because of the design. But if we're talking something I don't think he'd like to use under any circumstances, the Big Earner is a massively oversized broken switchblade, meaning it can't retract, meaning it would be practically impossible to conceal. And therefore that one's going in the Scout tier. Stock weapons. Let's do stock weapons. Yeah, well, I mean, he likes the stock knife, he likes his tricks. We can see from his inspect animations or the Meet the Team videos that he knows many tricks, so I assume he's going to quite enjoy using the stock knife. That might move up later on. So, yeah, I guess I'll just put that in the top tier as well, because our only other option there is, you know, the Red Tape Recorder, and, well, don't think he's going to enjoy that. I feel Spy would really like to use the Dead Ringer. I feel that would be really useful to him, but I feel invisibility would be more useful to him. So, it's a tussle between the stock and the invis for the top tier of the watches. I don't know which one he'd like more. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Now, as in terms of his favourite knife, I think I am going to move the stock knife up there, because I don't think it's going to be the kunai. I mean, it's the 1970s. He's not going to care for Japan or anything that comes out of it, is he? So let's put that in sometimes. That might be moved lower, because it is, you know, kunais aren't, I mean, they're digging tools, they're farming tools, are they not? You know, they were something that was easily repurposed for combat. So, repurposed for combat sounds crude, and I don't think that's something he's going to enjoy. Let's move the Eternal Reward up. It doesn't really fit in the crude tier. The Diamondback. This thing is incredibly loud. I don't think he'd enjoy using that at all. Yeah, I think he'd quite enjoy using the revolver. We see him use the revolver on a few occasions, and I find it funny because he does go for headshots with it, and, well, you know, the Ambassador does that, but more. The Enforcer, would he like the Enforcer? Yeah, let's put that into sometimes. I think he would be fine using the Enforcer. I mean, you know, easy to conceal. That's nice. As I think that Spy's favourite revolvers tend to have some nice grips to them. That's how you can tell a man cares for his revolver. And then the L'Étranger literally has an ivory grip, which means it is made from the tusk of a, you know, tusked animal. So yeah, I think he'd quite enjoy using the L'Étranger, and it's the only one with a French name, so, you know. Yeah, there's my tier list of how much I think Spy would enjoy using these weapons personally. And finally, because why not, the final ranking of today is how effective these weapons would be in a zombie apocalypse. I've been playing a lot of Garden Warfare 2 recently because it was just on sale for like dirt cheap. So I've finally been able to play my second favourite game of all time ever since 2018 actually. That's how long I haven't played it for. Because I used to have an Xbox, but I lost custody over it. So, well, I play it on Steam now. But anyway, yeah, Zombie Apocalypse. How good would these weapons be? Oh, and I've also abbreviated some British slang for you here, because I know 40% of you are American. So we've got class, then we've got proper, then we've got then we've got minging, and butters. Or butters, as you probably hear it said here in London. And by the way, we're actually ranking these ones on their stats. Like, how good would these stats be in a zombie apocalypse? And I think I've just got to throw 2 up there into S tier. Because having permanent invisibility in a zombie apocalypse, or being able to fake your death and drop a corpse for zombies to feast on, would be insanely good. Now, like, let's assume these zombies are, like, infectious or something. So, having one of them bite you and then triggering a dead ringer probably wouldn't be good, because you'd still get the wound to begin with. But you can activate the dead ringer on full damage. So, if you jump off something, you know, hurt your knees, free corpse for the zombies to snack on whilst you run away. Good stuff. Right, let's get out the bad ones first. First is butters. Okay, I don't think disguising as a zombie would be a very good idea. Actually, hold on, I've just thought about it, and I think that will be a fantastic idea. That one's going into proppers. Here we go, finally. 2 ones we can actually put in the butters tier. You can't sap zombies. That doesn't work. Believe me, I've tried. It does not work. So yeah, let's forget about that one. The big earner. Melee weapons are interesting, because in this context, for example, you'd have to get a backstab on a zombie for the, you know, the specific effects to a trigger. Backstabbing a zombie, giving you a massive speed boost for a short period of time, would be quite a nice thing to escape, but you have to remember you'd have to get close to that zombie to begin with. We'll put it in height, might move down to minging. Stock knife, yeah, that's going in minging. Short range, you know, look at it, pitiful little thing. Yeah, no, not good. The kunai. Well, getting a backstab would completely cure you of all status effects like the kunai does, I think. So going by that logic, that's going in S tier. Because if you get bit, just do your best to backstab another and then you're instantly, like, healthy again. Okay, that would be really good. Diamondback, that's going in minging because... Okay, no, it's going in Ite because its bonus of getting crits on saps would not apply, yet it is still a gun. And a gun in a zombie apocalypse setting would be fine until you... Well, would be really, really good until you ran out of ammo. So, until you run out of ammo, this is, like, one of the best weapons you can have. But then its bonus doesn't really apply. So it's going in Ite for now. Like, as a rule of thumb, I don't think any gun can go into either of these tiers because they're just effective. Spicicle. Would turning a zombie into ice wouldn't be a downside, first of all. I don't think you're going to need fire immunity in a zombie apocalypse setting. I'm putting that in the butters tier. Inviswatch S. You know, just, it recharges itself. I assume it's solar powered. Yeah, that would be an incredible thing to have in a zombie apocalypse. Piercing effects. Well, if we're talking like Plants vs Zombies, this would be insanely good to have because there's super annoying coffin zombies, you know the ones. But we're not talking Plants vs Zombies, we're talking like a zombie apocalypse in the TF2 universe. So I don't really think piercing effects would really do anything. It's going in Ite just because of bare minimum. Stock revolver, I mean, let's just put it in proper because there's no downsides, you can't shoot slower. Like in a zombie apocalypse, you're going to need all the firepower you can get in this scenario. The ambassador crits on headshot. Well, we're going to assume that all zombies just naturally die on a headshot. Yeah, I'll put it in Ite for now. Finally, the l'étranger. S. Purely because, like, that's an extra 40% increase to your invisibility. Like, that's pretty nuts. So, you know, I think that would be really, really good. Actually, wait, hang on a second. Yeah, I think we just gotta put... Because they're, you know, they're long-range weapons. In the zombie apocalypse, that would be perfect. Oh yeah, I should have said earlier, like, all of these aren't ranked in terms of order. Like, the Spicicle isn't the worst weapon you could have in a zombie apocalypse. But the Cloak and Dagger probably is the best, funny enough. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Like, if a zombie apocalypse broke out in the TF2 universe, how good would these weapons be in that scenario, based on their stats? Alright, well, I think that will do it for here. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. As I said earlier, I'm tired at the moment. I'm quite busy in life currently, so enjoy this slop until something proper comes out. And with that being said, I will see you later down the sunny road.